Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the big one. It's the Carabao Cup quarter-final. So rightly so, we've got two titans of the Manchester
Tight
United
ends.
Manchester United fan base. I've got Adam Mckola with me. How are we doing, Macca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very tight.
You love a bit of Carabao, don't you? Come on.
I love. It's a bull in it, Carabao.
Is it?
It's a big moose.
There's one person who'll know the answer to this, and that's Joe Smith.
It's a sweet caffeine drink.
What is a Carabao?
Carabao, yeah, some sort of bovine meat.
Bovine.
But I know in this context, it's an energy drink.
Right. Okay.
How many Carabaos do you reckon Steve's drank in his life?
Isn't he like strictly another energy drink?
Should we talk about football?
Why don't we?
LSV. The expensive one.
We're on a good bit of form.
Very good.
We keep winning football matches.
Oof.
But if we were to be overly harsh, we've not had it all our own way. There's been a couple of games where it's been a little bit closer than we perhaps want it to be. You look at this game, you go, oh, League One, mid-table dross, we'll lever these. Are we in danger of being a little bit complacent? And could this run a form in danger of sort of false hope?
I didn't know we were on with Lily Savage.
My worry is that...
What's wrong with that?
Ooh.
Don't ever compare me to a Scouser again. Go on.
My worry is that...
My favourite Scouser, Paulo Gray.
We've had a great run of form,
simple,
and now we've got the hard teams at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I know, obviously, Charlton you wouldn't necessarily categorise as that, but after that it's City, Arsenal and Barcelona twice in about 3 weeks.
Arsenal.
And now they throw Crystal Palace into the mix, haven't they, in between the...
exactly. So
the City and
my worry is
games,
that Everton game that we had the other day, I know we scored 3 goals, we won comfortably in the end, but Everton had a few decent chances. They had a goal disallowed. I feel as though the games have been stretched. And Ten Hag said it after the Bournemouth game, I think. Yeah. He said, we're playing with too much distance between the lines. It's meaning we have to run more, we can't conserve energy, and we can't control the game as well. And just little things like, you know, like it was great, obviously, seeing Varane up near the corner flag, skinning people, putting crosses in. Yeah. But I feel like that is the actions of a man who thinks we'll win this game, easy. Do you know what I mean? Because I've never seen Varane do that before. He wouldn't do it against City. He wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I like that he's expanding and doing all that stuff. But part of me thinks, are we kind of going into these games at the minute thinking we've won this? And I know you need a bit of that swagger and a bit of that confidence, especially at home. But I'm just slightly concerned that the games are getting a bit stretched. We're allowing teams to do things that we wouldn't do if we were really playing at our best.
I think it's also a sign.
And I hope that doesn't sneak in
teams
before
are
the big games.
respecting us a bit more as well.
Maybe that as well. But do you know what I mean? I just think like, I don't know. I just hope that we don't play with that big stretched sort of between defence and attack against City and Arsenal and Barcelona, just because we've got used to doing that. I hope that we take this game really seriously, even though it is against a mid-table League One team.
What have you made of this run, Macca? Do you think it has been like, on paper, you look at it, you just go, we keep winning matches, keep keeping clean sheets other than the Everton game, it's been easy pickings, or do you feel like there has been something there to be a little bit concerned about, if that's the right
I'm not concerned about anything. I think there'll be speed bumps, and I think there'll be times where we don't play well, and we might have a bad result. But I think that's expected when we're still in transition. We've still got a squad that's got a few holes in it. We could still do with another midfielder. I think Christian Eriksen's probably playing too many times. You could possibly argue the same with Casemiro, but we don't have the options to rotate. One injury to them, and I think the drop-off in quality is so far that, you know, we still need to improve that squad. If you look in terms of up front, we still need a striker, still need a winger. We haven't got alternatives to rotate or anything like that. You heard about what Ten Hag mentioned about Martial's fitness the other day, and it was like, at the moment, he can't do 3 90 minutes every 3 days. So we need another striker, and we need one anyway, because as good as Martial can be in linking up the game and all that, he's not a ruthless goal scorer. So we need to bring in other players. I still think we need possibly a right back. You know, there's talk about players, you know, Maguire and Cole, McTominay has been linked with them. Like, these players are going to go, and we need to replace them. I think I'm not been worried. I've been more impressed with playing badly and winning. Yeah. Like against Everton. I was buzzing. Yeah. Do you know how many times over the years?
I'm not like annoyed at the run we're on. I'm
like
just thinking ahead a little bit.
One of the things that I think we used to take, like, we always hark back to it, but I remember going to games and just, we'll win today. Yeah. It doesn't matter if we play really well or whatever, someone will score and we'll win. And that kind of is how it started to feel under Ten Hag. And I know that can change very quickly, and against Man City and Arsenal, you look at things differently, but you feel like we are a good team. Like, our base level is a lot higher now.
Yeah. No, definitely, 100% agree with that. The sort of mark of a good team is winning things, though. Yeah. You've got a quarter-final here against League One opposition.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hard not to think you're going to make the semi-finals and you're one step away then obviously from a final.
Yeah. Is it City's the sort of the last remaining kind of.
You got Newcastle against Leicester.
Yeah.
City, Southampton.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other one.
Yeah.
But
it's Forest.
Forest
versus. I can't remember. But anyway.
Yeah.
We'll have a little find out.
City and
Forest
Newcastle are the
home.
big two,
Yeah.
obviously. Leicester you wouldn't want to face, and that one of them two's going out, obviously. This is a massive chance for Silverware. I can't bear another two-legged semi against City because we've been the one 2 years ago, whatever it was, and we just got battered at Old Trafford. And that second leg, weirdly, even though we're only a goal away from winning,
Forest Wolves is the other game.
Forest Wolves is the other one. Was just awful. But like you look at this competition, a quarter-final of any competition against a League One opposition is rare, let alone the League Cup. And then you look at the FA Cup and Chelsea's already out. It's City versus Arsenal in the next round, so one of them's going out, let alone any other upsets around.
Yeah, everything's coming up Millhouse in these cups.
Wolves away, and then you've got Brighton away if they win that. So it's like they've got a difficult run.
So and Liverpool, who should have gone out to Wolves, have got to play them again.
That
adds another game to their calendar. Like it's looking much more favourable than it has in recent seasons, where we got, what did we get the other season? Liverpool in the third round. I know we beat them, but it's like we started so difficult. I just think that a trophy would be so massive, and we spoke about it before, but we're getting about as good a run as we can at the minute, and I think we need to capitalise on that, because next season you might look at Chelsea's draws this time. They've got City in the FA Cup and the League Cup first round both times. If that's us next season, we might well go out of both immediately. So we've got to take advantage of what is a somewhat favourable draw this time.
With that being said, give us your team, your predicted 11 for the quarter-final against Charlton Athletic.
Yeah, I've rotated because, like I said before, we've got to a bit. I've gone with Butland. I wouldn't be surprised if it was De Gea, to be honest, because they seem to play him every week no matter what, but it might be interesting to see Butland play. Then Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia. I think that's a good back four, and one that, other than Malacia, isn't starting most weeks at the moment, so you can give a rest to everyone else. Then midfield three of Fred, McTominay. And I've gone with Eriksen just because I would have gone with Donny, but obviously he's out injured.
Yeah.
At the time of recording this, it's I think nearly a week since he was injured, and we still haven't heard any diagnosis whatsoever, which to me is worrying, because usually if it takes that long, it's not because it's good news. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully it is. Then I've gone Elanga. Martial, I've played him because, like Adam was saying before, we don't have many options.
That is a worry.
And then Garnacho on the left-hand side.
See, I've not done an 11, so I'm not.
Go on, you can critique Joe's, and then I'll give you mine.
I feel like maybe we might see Martial on the bench and Rashford through the middle.
Yeah.
Because we need Martial to start against City. And if his fitness is, if he can't play 90, maybe you start him and take him off after 60. Maybe you bring him on with 30 remaining to, can you get a goal or whatever. So I think that's a possible one. I wouldn't start Elanga. I don't think he's good enough personally.
Against League One opposition.
No, I think that's a waste.
Give Anthony
I genuinely think it's a waste of time.
If he's
what we got to gain from playing Elanga?
Giving Anthony a rest.
Yeah.
Anthony don't need a rest.
We'll bring up my team. I'll go for my team.
And
My team's almost identical to Joe's, other than I've got Sancho in for Garnacho.
You've gone early on that, innit?
Because Sancho's got to play sooner or later.
Sitting on the side,
He's got to play sooner or later.
No, but you've got early on the Sancho one, innit?
Well, he's got.
He's been training on his own for how long?
I know, but when are you bringing him in? League One game against
relax.
opposition.
Ready?
All right.
Reading at home.
Reading a week later or whatever it is. Fine. Do you know what I mean? Just the point you're making about Martial, I get it. I just feel like I think United could afford not to have Martial in the derby. I don't think we could afford not to have Rashford.
I think it's
agree.
no. But Rashford's fit enough.
I wouldn't risk
to
Rashford
not,
for this game.
No.
Maybe that's. But the way I'm looking at it is Rashford's fit enough that he could come and play 60 minutes here. Yeah. We win the game, and he still starts against City.
But I think maybe bring Rashford on if the game's tight.
Because I'm worried that if we played him in this game and anything happens to him, we're in.
But then you look at if we've got Rashford and we haven't got Martial, our front line.
It's still weakened, but I think Rashford down the middle against City.
I think he's doing a lot for others.
Yeah, it's just at the minute Rashford's on another level.
He's on an old mate. He's got.
Even as a Rashford fan, I'm like, what is going on here?
Is he the best form? I don't think it's the best.
I do.
Do you?
Because I think he's doing more when he's not scoring. I think
no.
even take the goals and assists away, I think he's doing more when he's not scoring than he ever has. I think his build-up play.
I feel like he's been at this level before, but he's getting back to his best.
Because I think, you remember when he was at this level of scoring 20+ goals in a season, he'd have games where he was doing nothing all game and then pop up. You remember like the Wolves game, last kick of the game.
But he's done that here. He didn't do anything the other
as
day.
the game goes,
in the 90th minute.
He did. A couple of times where
No, not that game. He got 2 assists. I mean, there was another game. Was it
when we was at? Was it Bournemouth?
But he did, you know what I mean?
Didn't do a lot.
I'm not criticising him.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
But
thing.
I think in general, most games he's doing a lot of special things.
He's just got his confidence.
And also,
back.
some of the goals he's scoring now, like was it the one against Burnley? I know it's Burnley, but still, like that's one of the best goals I've seen.
Well, I think back to that Tottenham game where he didn't even get a goal, but he was phenomenal. Yeah. He kept them penned in their box for the entirety of the first half.
So what you're saying is you hate Marcus Rashford.
Basically. We've seen him at this level before is what I'm saying. So
Maybe.
I still think there's more to come.
I don't know. I'm a bit like, I feel like this is the best he's ever done.
Because
you know,
he might be as well.
Remember that period, like Leipzig hat-trick and that?
Yeah.
His passing was on another level as well.
That was comparable.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not had to do it as much, but his passing was.
I think seeing him in a system as well, like because I think Anthony
he's even doing like headers and stuff.
Yeah, I think even Anthony, who's on the ball, has been quite poor since the World Cup. I think he offers a lot because I think the system works so well.
I think he's holding the front three back a little bit.
Maybe.
You know, in the sense that because what happens with Anthony is he gets the ball, and in the second half, I think after the goal, he got a bit of confidence. He did that little spin thing, and he looked good.
Yeah,
but he gets the ball, and he cuts back in, stops running at someone. And I think then we switch it to the left. Rashford's doubled up upon.
But I think he holds his shape better than others.
We always, like the attack goes there and then eventually he's coming back because he's kind of meeting a dead end. I don't know if that's because Wan-Bissaka's there but I just feel like we're constantly hitting a dead end there.
Maybe. You right there, Jay?
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to double check that Jack Butland is eligible for this game.
Oh, is he?
I think
he's not starting.
Yeah.
What about how's Tom Eaton supposed to feel about that?
I don't know. Eric Ten likes free keepers, doesn't he? Do we know anything about Charlton? Do you think there's anything to fear here with Charlton?
Yeah, I know loads about him.
Mike Leeburn.
Miles Leeburn.
Jezerun
Raksaki.
Is he? Mike Leeburn.
Sounds like a Turkish drink.
Miles Leeburn, sorry. Yeah, we don't know a lot about them. They're not doing that great, are they, in League One? Let's have it right. Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's not kid ourselves. This is a game Manchester United should win and win comfortably. I know we've been here before in the past years.
Thierry Henry's son plays for them, Aaron Henry.
Really?
That's a problem, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay. I mean, yeah, he might just be like a Brooklyn Beckham, though.
What, absolutely mint?
Brooklyn Beckham, yeah, he's sick, innit? He's decent. Is he? Who's the one that's into Miami?
Romeo. No, he's moved from Inter Miami now.
He used to be my Romeo.
Romeo,
excuse me.
the type of guy that you want to get deep with.
You've gone to a different song.
Right, score prediction.
I was doing Basement Jack.
I was doing Soul Solid Crew.
No, I was doing Basement Jack.
Not Soul Solid Crew. It was Romeo with... who was it he did that with?
Christina Milian. It's All Gravy Baby.
Yeah, that's it.
It is All Gravy Baby because we're going to the semi-finals at EFL Cup.
With all that being said, give us predictions.
Do you call it the EFL Cup now? You big American.
I commercial slots like you used to. Oh, Carabao, please sponsor us.
I call it the League Cup.
Actually, I call it the Milk Cup.
I call it the Trihorn Trophy.
The Worthington Cup. The Rumbelows Cup.
Yeah.
The Coca-Cola Cup.
Yes.
Score prediction? Thanks
I'll go...
Worthington's was good.
Yeah, decent. 4-0, United.
Fucking hell.
Anthony Elanga hat-trick.
I'm going to say 2-0 United. I think it's going to be tighter than we... I think he'll rotate a lot, and I think that'll mean that the game's tighter, so 2-0.
Go on.
Nah, fuck it, 2-1. They'll score. Middlesbrough last season. Oof. Go on, Adam.
Does Lee Bowl your manager?
I hope not.
I hope he fucking twat him if he does. 6-0.
As you can see, we've done our homework on this Charlton team. 6-0.
They're in League One. I remember Charlton being a proper team.
Under Alan Kirbishley.
What's up? Remember that goal, Rooney and Rude?
Oh, one of the best.
The Valley. That blue shirt.
Spinning little bastard.
Oh, mate. Rooney was so good.
Dean Olden manages them.
I saw a list, I think it was by 90th minute the other week. Greatest players. And they put like Bobby Moore ahead of Wayne Rooney. Smoking crack, bro.
Also, none of the
Wayne
people
Rooney
that made that list have ever seen Bobby Moore play.
English player ever.
Except Charlton.
Forever, ever. Rooney.
The only conversation is Bobby Charlton, Wayne Rooney and Brian Robson. That's the only conversation I'm willing to listen to.
So Bobby Charlton
when it
never
comes
offered to fill anyone in on Twitter?
The greatest English player ever. No, so Bobby Charlton never offered to
fill
himself in.
Bring your sandwich, girl.
Bring himself, offer himself out. I'll put you to sleep, little girl. At Wayne Rooney.
When's the last time you filled yourself in?
What? That's
What?
absolutely none of your fucking business.
Sorry.
Right, anyway, we've covered the Charlton preview extensively.
I
I'm
borrowed
excited.
that lube off you.
Like I need to borrow lube. Loads. You know where to find Adam McCoy. You know where to find Joe Smith. You know where to find me. So make sure you are hitting like, share,
Wrap
and
up,
subscribe.
please.
Thanks for watching.